sailing adventure.
1 minute 35. What are you thinking? 8. Oh, 7. Flag it. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
Looks like they're gone. No, the tip of the wing is in the water.
It doesn't get any more extreme than that.
Right behind it, straight over the top of Japan. And he's very close once again. Gravely just getting thrown out of his position there.
Still plenty to play for him. Here we go, boys.
They are coming down here in an absolute beauty of a gust.
Oh, GBR's capsized.
It's time to get up and party. Australia is the 2019 SailGP champion.
Hello, good evening, good morning, and welcome to all of you once again on Esailing TV again today. My name is Thomas Bjørn Lytti, and today we are going to have some fun with the Spanish SailGP team. They are going to race the top sailors of the Spanish sailing community. It has been a final against, to come into this final, there's been a lot of games where 13 skippers qualified and 30 skippers from the Spanish SailGP team is playing. And of course, to help me commentate the SailGP, I have Cube with me in studio. Hello, Cube.
Hello, Thomas. Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's going to be fun what we're going to see. And just to say here to all of you here, we're having two different groups. One group with Jose Bandido Alvarez top, Jon Gardona, Baboti, Paito Laser, Choisin, Quercoas, Core Team, Rossov, Jody, Sama, Joel Rodriguez, Yasim, and that's Group A. And then we have a Group B with Cruiselator, Timo, Pasto, Rosanlag, Jacob Bolti, SailGP Sail also, F19, Hopkins, Antonio, PM1, Palanas, Bulgar, Dara, Florian Tritte, and Manuel Garcia. And what a race we are going to experience today. And we'll try to go in and find them. I know it will come in here pretty fast. And Cube, it's going to be 3 races back to back in the EF50. It's going to be fast, and I can see race number 1 in Group 1 is starting now. So let's jump straight into it. There we go. 30 seconds to start. What to experience in this boat here?
Well, I see a lot of new players, and of course with 13 boats, there will be a lot more penalties in this race. Yeah. Certainly at the first mark, so the start will be even more important than it was already.
Yeah. But you say a lot of new players. These are SailGP guys, technical directors, sailors, and also the top E-sailors. And let's see here, Cruiselator with a penalty from the start. We know him, and he won the first qualifier. But 2 boats away, Bulgara and Hopkins are in the lead, getting ready to round this reach mark for the first time.
Yeah, it looked like they had a good start. Well, a lot of people were laughing up a lot at the start, so they lost a lot of speed there, and Bugadera and Hopkins managed to stay clear of all that trouble and have a clear leg towards the downwind gate.
Yeah. Amazing what we're going to see here. Experience that SailGP racers are racing against top experienced e-sailers. That is a great job. And if we just take some of them here, we have Timo. He's here. He is one of those in second. He's just an e-sailor. I have to say, just an e-sailor. Where we can say Hopkins, he's another kind. He's a 720 sailor in a PNTD. So a lot of different levels here in one second. But good race they're starting up. What to do here, Cube, in this race?
Yeah, we see a lot of wind at the left side, though. That's definitely the better side. But well, we can see here a lot of boats coming together, and it's very difficult to stay out of those penalties and to stay away from those other boats. So we saw Antonio getting a penalty there. But right now it looks like Hopkins, I think, is in a very good position and might even take second place. But the same goes for Timo.
Yeah, but see here,
very close.
Pasto coming in here, and Pasto we also know a lot from in the other races. He's also got just an e-sailer, but see, sneaks in the lead, rounding this mark. Interesting if he takes the short corner or he's going to the long side. Oh, he takes the short. Timo going to the long side. Hopkins coming in, and see, that's costly for Pasto, losing 70 meters, 100 meters of going to the wrong side against the two others in the battle. Those mark roundings mean so much, Cube.
Yeah, but it was a big risk of going to the same side as Timo, because Timo could have left him up and given him a penalty. But the thing he did was he had to jibe immediately after that mark rounding, and that was something he didn't do. So right now we see that he's losing a lot of meters because he don't get that high pressure zone. And well, he's even Diego Botten is even catching up on him.
Yeah.
So you see, you really need to be on the good side of the course.
He drops to fourth, and it's 3 races back to back. So it's all about being in the game from the start, and he is not at the moment, losing 3%. And again, he's going opposite the others. Florian with a penalty, Manuel Garcia coming in, Panales coming in here. Whoosh, that's a costly one for Pesto. Can he come back in the race, and what to do in this case here?
Yeah, it looked like he panicked a bit there, and well, he didn't manage to choose which side was best. Actually, I even think he picked the wrong gate at the end, because you see Diego having a nice lead on him. And well, the left side is obviously still better. So Timo is now in a perfect position to go towards that high pressure zone, then make attack and stay on top of Hopkins and Diego.
Yeah. Pesto is in fourth, and it looks like here when we see the lines that he's in the lead. But is that the case when we're rounding the top gate mark for the second time and race for the reach? Right now it looks like it's not, but Diego Boltin, he's coming in here. He's in third, and he's a SailGP sailor and a 49 sailor, second at the Worlds 2020. So that's a top sailor coming in there. Great job by him.
Yeah, but we see Timo doing what he can do best. That's e-sailing. Yeah. And well, he's strongly in the lead with a perfect race. So he'll probably finish in first, followed by Hopkins in second position.
Yeah. Race number 1 in this group. This is the group with Cruiselator and company. It is Group B is coming to an end. Timo rounding that reach mark. Hopkins second, Diego third, Pesto fourth. But interesting to see Manuel Garcia in fifth. But where's Cruiselator? He's in 7. Oh, what's happening? Timo missing the finish. Oh, he came in there. Hopkins, Diego, Pesto, Manuel, Florian. And what a good start we had in this race today, huh?
Yeah, it looked like we saw a lot of changes during the race. Here is Bugadera, now only in 12th position. Well, he had the second best start, I think. So we see that the boat switched a lot during the race. And I'm curious to see what happened to Cruiselator, because well, we didn't see him at all in the race. So I think probably something happened at the start, maybe a penalty or something.
We can see in a few seconds. Let's just take the stats. Timo with a victory. Hopkins in second. Diego Boltin in third. Pasto in fourth. Manuel Garcia in fifth. Florian Trittel in sixth. Cruiselator 7. F19 8. Panales 9. Antonio 10. Rausanlag 11. Bulgadera in 12th. And PM 13. And the stats, they say everything. Or do they, Cube?
Well, on one side we can see Timo, how he managed to climb back because of that shortest distance that he sailed. So he managed to look very carefully at those wind shifts, pick them at the right moment, right timing, and well, that gave him a big advantage over the other sailors. So that's probably one of his his major points. And well, that made him win the race.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, we saw also Hopkins with the best start, and he managed to finish in second position. So you see that start is really everything, and it makes out 50% of your whole race,
Yeah.
or even more.
But interesting to see how a person like PM1 is hitting the magical 51 at the 50 knots barrier. 51 knots. That's not normal. We are seeing that here. And let's see what happened to Cruiser. Oh, it's all white in here. So we'll just sneak down and see. He started in third, got a penalty, and then he dropped down to 10 and battling his way back to 7. So that was why a bad start was the case for Cruiselator here. So not the start for Cruiselator as he wanted, huh, Cube?
No, I don't think so. I think he was a bit upset, and of course it's very difficult. And certainly in a fleet of 13 boats, it's very difficult to manage to climb back up. Certainly when you have a bad start with all those wind coverages and wind shadows and stuff like that, yeah. It can be very difficult.
It can be very difficult seeing all this here coming in here, and while we are waiting for.
So just a few seconds from the start.
While we're waiting for next race, this is Cruiselator, and this is why we know him so well.
So just a few seconds from the start, and remember they're trying to hit that zero, that line on 0. Clack, making headway here at the start, and Cruiselator was over early. And they are over. It is go for race number 2 of the night. Cruiselator getting a good start, closest to us, coming into the mark on this first reach. And it is so busy, so congested, but Cruiselator sneaks round in first. 4 seconds to go. And they are away in the final, the match racing final here in Sydney. We go with the Spaniard Cruiselator, who's had a terrific night here in Sydney.
And this was Cruiselator Cube. What a fantastic racer we have in Esailing. And right now we are searching for the other groups here. There's so much activity online that we really try to find the right group. So please bear with us. We will see it there. No, this is not. Jaco is Span. Pato Laser Jody. No. And of course, the whole Spanish community are doing races at the same time. So we cannot just go after the Spanish. Crusaders group is ready again, but we can't find the other group. Group 1 at the moment. So we're trying to find that one, but it's not going that well for doing that. But we found Crusaders group, group B. So let's hope we can find group A in a few sec. We will keep an eye on that, and then we'll go into it. But Cube, what a start we had here in the 50. What do you think the trick is here for the SailGP players? How can they win this one?
Well, I think, and it's personally also my tactic, is that the start is obviously very important, but it doesn't matter to start. Well, of course it's important, but still, if you can start in a second or third position with good speed, and you can stay out of trouble, get to that first mark without a penalty, then you're probably already in the top 5. And then when you know you're a good player, and certainly when you have some experience, you can just climb your way up in the upwind legs and in the next downwinds. But it's very dangerous to take risks at the start.
Yeah. We go into Group B again. We couldn't find Group A, so we will see some actions here. Group B coming up, 10 seconds to start. And as you said, it's all about being ready in these starts here. And there we go. Penalty to Manuel Garcia. But see, rounding that one. Hopkins, Cruiselator in the lead. He's on the inside. That's a good place to be. But let's see the mark rounding. It's coming up here. There we have it. Cruiselator, nice rounding there.
Yeah, but what a rounding from Hopkins. he managed to sneak into that first position slightly, and it was very close between him and Antonio there at the first mark rounding.
Amazing job they're doing here. Hopkins first, Cruisulator second, Antonio, then Florian, Bulgaria, Rausa Anlag, and PM. We had the speed record in the last one. He gets a penalty. He's here in the orange boat.
Yeah, and the same goes for Timo. He got a penalty as well, and we can see him there on the left side, going towards that low wind zone. So it's a dangerous thing there, and that's why he's stacking right now to get back to the right, where there is, I think, a bit more wind, and also the wind shift is a bit better there. You can see that on the radar in your top left corner. So right now he's climbing a lot of places. He went from, I think, 12th or 11th position right to that top 3, and he might even go for the first place. Now he has to go behind some boats, even giving a Penales still had a penalty, so that was good for him. But now he's, I think, laying in third. We'll see how he goes at the first crossing.
But he's dropping a little bit down to 5th. He's fighting his way up. It's Timo dropping to 6th. Antonio in 2nd. Jacob bolting in 3rd. Hopkins in the lead. But where is Cruisulator? He's in 4th. He had one good start together with Hopkins. And the leader with a penalty. Hopkins with a penalty made by Antonio. We came in starboard tack. And that changes everything in the EF50. Let's see the roundings here. Jacob with a penalty. Cruisulator is killing them now. Timo with a penalty. The leader with a penalty. So he drops to 11. So we will have a shift in the scoreboard once again. And let's see.
Yeah, and like I was saying, Cruisulator, he had not the best start, but still a very good one. And now he's climbing his way back up towards that top positions.
But Antonio coming down, went Cruisulator in 2nd, Hopkins in 4th, Rausanlach 3rd, Panales, Diego Boltin, Florian Trittel. Yeah, it looks like Antonio is for a clean race, but he's only 25 meters in the lead. And is that good enough? At 70 meters, he can still be taking Candy Cube.
Yeah, it certainly is. And with those, there are a lot of wind shifts at the moment. We saw the wind swifting from the left to the right all the time during that first upwind. So one bad tack or one bad side can mean the end for Antonio's first place.
Yeah, and interesting to see a player like Jacob Bolton. He's a SailGP sailor, and he's in 4th again in a good position. And it looks like if he continues doing this, he can go all the way into and when he's saying that, he's getting a penalty. No commentator's curse. But it's all about getting into the final. And at top 5 in each group, it looks like that we're going to a final with 10 sailors. Crusader in 2nd, Antonio in 1st. And they have a gap to the rest of the fleet.
Yeah, and it looks like Cruisulator is right now going to that left side where there is a bit more pressure. So he's going a bit faster, and it might be a close one at the top gate. We will see that, because Antonio will still have to do one tack. So they'll be on each other's tail.
And they are on each other's tail, and they're going to race downwind. We will follow that one. We just see Panales, PM there. But see here, this could be a textbook attack by Cruisulator. Let's keep an eye. Can he use the wind shadow and take over that victory against Antonio? That is the question here.
Yeah, giving wind shadow is almost impossible, as the boats are going faster than the wind itself. So the wind shadow is actually behind the boat and not in front of it.
Yeah, but we can see Antonio, he keeps his positions. Cruisulator gets 2nd, and then it's interesting here behind. PM 3rd, Jacob Bolting 4th, and Jacob, he's losing that 4th. Will he lose it? No. Timo gets in 6th, F19 gets 5th, and penalties in the mark roundings. 2 of them, Pasto and Hopkins. Hopkins, he had the best start in this race, ending up 10th. Wow.
Yeah, he had a lot of penalties during that second upwind, which cost a lot for him. But what a great comeback for PM1. lost in the first race and now finishing in third position. And also the same goes for Cruiselator. They are really showing that we haven't seen their level yet.
Antonio with a victory. Cruiselator in second, PM in third, Diego Bolting fourth, F19 fifth, Timo 6, Rouse and Lock 7, Florian Trittel 8, Bulgadara in 9, Manuel Garcia 10, Pesto 11, Hopkins 12, Panales 13, and then we have the rest of them coming in here and see those stats there. And again, PM, what a speed he had.
Yeah, very interesting that he's hitting that maximum speed every time again. It looks like he has some nice tactics to do that. But on the other side, we see Cruiselator, of course, with best average speed, so a very good performance from him. But again, like we saw in the previous race, where the best start finished second, now he's finishing third. Antonio got the best start, so he managed to keep that lead all the way to the, well, he didn't manage to keep it, but at the end he took it back and managed to finish in first position. So it's very important to be in the front
but
to have a good result.
Here, you said CPM1, and when we watch that, we're saying he hit the top speed in a downwind race, and that's actually what we're seeing. We saw him losing his race in at Mark 4. Let's see, reach mark, downwind, upwind, downwind. So he got a penalty at number 4, that's a downwind. Then at 5th, that's an upwind. See, he came from 12th to 3rd in an upwind race, Cube. Whoa! And then to the reach mark, kept the 3rd and the finish line. That was amazing again by PM. So interesting call here, what's going to happen. And let's go and see if we can see the upgrade in the Sail ranks here. The score before they're going into race number 3. And interesting how that will go. We're just waiting for the switch of scenes here. We have a small glitch at the moment. So there we go. And the scoreboard coming in here, we only have race number 1 upgraded, so we're still waiting for that. And while we are waiting for that, let's I'll fast go in and see if I can find the other group, if that's online. So we also can manage to see Group A in this fantastic regatta we have here. Fantastic race in the EF50. And Group A is quite interesting. Also have a lot of top sailors there, Cube. But it's also amazing what's happening with Virtual Regatta at the moment. So many players online at the same time. Oh, that's not the Spanish group. That's trying to find them there. Cube, while we're waiting to find the other groups, when we are racing the EF50, what is the special thing with it when we are in there? If you have to describe it, why is it so hard to steer and do?
Well, to say it in one of your favorite words, momentum is something very, very important in the EF50. I think it's the most important thing. If you manage to hold that momentum during the whole race, at the start, during your mark roundings, while tacking, very important there. Also in the upwind, picking the right sides, you have to keep that momentum all the time. And it's a bit like in the 49er. There we also see the same the same thing. There it's also very important to keep that high speed, but in the 49er you can pick it up very quickly. While in the EF50, once you lose that speed, it's very difficult to come back, and you lose a lot of meters to gain back that ultimate top speed.
Yeah. I have to say, I'm a little bit amazed about how many there's online, but right now we can't find the SailGP groups that we are watching. So we're trying to find them at the moment. So we're just waiting a little bit for them. But momentum, Cube, momentum. And that is a huge momentum we are seeing here. So we are going in to see the same group again. We're going to see race number 3 with them coming up. So sorry for the other group. But we couldn't find it. But here we're getting ready. 15 seconds to start. There we go. 7 seconds. It's all about hitting that 0, being at the start line at the same time. There we go. Oh, a false start. Who was that? Oh, Panales with a false start. But this time it's F19 and again Buldarara in the lead. Pesto, Diego bolting, and see rest of them. They are dropping down. So new players in the lead again. That's an interesting race number 3 we have here, because it's all about being in the top lead, top 5 to go into the finals.
Yeah, and if we look back, Cruiselator in the back with a penalty again. Same goes for Hopkins and Panales. So they all 3 of them had a penalty, and now they're fighting their way back. But it will be much harder than it was previous race, where they had a good start.
Yeah. So here we have F19 first. We have Hopkins in second at the moment. So good choice going to the opposite side. But will he be in second? No, he's dropping down now. But he is in starboard tack, attacking the others. Cruiselator coming up in speed. So great job by them.
Yeah, again, it's a very difficult decision to make right now. We see on the left side a nice wind gust there. So it looks like that side is better, but on the other hand, you want to catch that wind shift, which is actually better on the right side. So it's really making a choice between those 2 things. But as it looks right now, it looks like the left side is paying off, as F19 is still in first position with a lot of speed, a lot of momentum, and he will probably make it into first position at the first upwind mark.
And one thing that's impressive is to see the Spanish, how they're dominating this EF50. They won the 2 first qualifiers. That's Spanish players, Jon Gadona from the SailGP team, the Grinder, and then Cruiselator qualified into the grand final. And here they're again showing skills, how they are doing it. It's a lead to F19, and that's what a lead he has. That's amazing. And he's, according to what I have here of news, he's a laser sailor normally doing that. Penalty to Timo, penalty to Diego Bolton, and also to 2PM1. So 5 boats in the lead can take the victory.
Yeah, and I think what you were saying about those the 2 Spain guys, both of them won the qualifying and finals. And I think it's because of those kind of regattas. They have a lot of opportunities to train and to fight against each other. And this gives them a big advantage over the other boats, because there aren't that many F50 regattas. So you really need to find your training opportunities.
Did you see what happened? Unforced penalty by Bulgadera. That means he drops down to position 6. Pesto under pressure. Bulgaria with another penalty for sailing into Pesto. So that's game over. He will not be in top 5 in this race. Cruiselator in 3rd. And yes, it's all about practice to be a top player in these boats. Or it's also about a little bit luck, or what, Cube?
Well, luck also is also like in every race in sailing. It also takes some part of it, but certainly here you have a lot of aspects that you have to take into account, and the only way you can learn them is by training, by sailing, and sailing against the top is obviously the best training you can have.
F19 still in the lead, but very close to Antonio Cruiselator. And then we have Florian. He's a little bit in trouble when he tacks into that top mark, because 3 boats coming in starboard tack. There we see Florian, pressured. Penalty to Florian Trittel, and he's a registered sailor. Do we know more about him? No, I can't find anything on him, but he is getting a penalty. Downwind race, F19. Oh, penalty to Antonio. That changes everything. See who sneaks up now. Diego Bolton, the SailGP sailor. Is he going to take 3rd now?
Yeah, it's going to be a close one between him and Pasto. So if Pasto managed to take the inside of the mark rounding,
he didn't manage to do that. So, win to F19, Crusader in second, but see a battle we have for third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seven. But it looks like Diego taking third. Congratulations, Pesto fourth, Hopkins fifth, Antonio, PM, Timo in seven, Panales, and then we have Manuel Garcia and Rouse and Lark coming in there. Whoosh! What a finish, what a race again. And the only one we actually have been seeing in top 5 all the time is Diego Bolton. So interesting to see the score when we come there. F19 with the victory, Crusader in second, Diego in third, Pesto in fourth, Hopkins in fifth, Antonio 6, PM 1, 7, Timo 8, Rouse and Lark in 9, Palales 10, Manuel Garcia 11, Gadea in 12, and Florian Trittel lost connection. And the stats says everything. The leading boat with the best start and also sailed the shortest distance. That's the first time we see that, Cube.
Yeah, indeed, and it shows that he really did a very good job there. But what's interesting as well is that we can't see Crusader anywhere on this stat sheet. So although he managed to climb to that second position and stay there very well, we don't see him anywhere. So it really shows that he just has a very good average in all the stats. He's not the best one in everything, but he has a very good average, and that's already enough to have those nice top positions.
Yeah. But let's take us out to the next thing here. Let's go to the scoreboard here. This is the other group, Group A. We haven't been seen. See who's winning over there. Jorn Gardona has 3 points. Court Team 5 points. Bandito 8 points. Cloresin 10 points. Jose 12 points. And this regatta we are in here, we are in Group A. We have been seeing Group A all the time. No, that's what's Group A. We have seen Group B all the time with Jacob Bolton. He's winning this, as I said. He's the only one we have been seeing in top 3. 10 points. Crusader 11, F19 14, Timo 15, Antonio 17, Hopkins 19, Pesto 19. So as I remember, it's top 5 going to the final. So Antonio just takes the cut with a 10 and a 6 and a lead. That's quite interesting what we're seeing here. But this also means that the other group is racing, and let's see if we can find them. They might be racing a little bit. It's pretty hard to find them in here. We just need to see boats with 13 players in. No, 15 players. The British are killing the servers also at the moment. See, this must be the group. Maybe they called themselves other things that we can't see, that we have been getting registered, and that might confuse us a little bit. No, that is a J boat running there. But Cube, anyhow, we are getting ready to the final. And that's going to be 3 races back to back. And here we are going to see the top racers. Both SailGP racers, but also e-sailors competing. And a new thing we are seeing is the SailGP racers are actually winning over the rest of them. How can that happen? They haven't been playing this game that much.
Yeah, well, indeed, they don't have that much experience in the game, but they have a lot more experience in real sailing. And it shows that the game is actually not that virtual as it may sound. It's there are some aspects that might be a bit realistic, more realistic than you might think, and that creates a sort of environment that is still familiar for those e-sail or real SailGP sailors, so they can still have some very good performances.
But it's quite funny. When we started streaming this fantastic game, Virtual Regatta in Shore, and started up Esailing TV and made the first World Championship for World Sailing, then we saw something funny that okay, it's only top 4 going into the finals, But have they already done their first race? There's something wrong in there. They haven't done first race. I hope so not in the final. 2 sec. But what's interesting here is how in the start it was 50% non-sailors and 50% sailors, but right now we are seeing 90% sailors and 10% non-sailors in there. And that's quite interesting. How can that be? Because it's a game, Cube. It's a game.
Yeah, it's a game, but it's gaining a lot of attention from on social media, and a lot of federations are encouraging it. So you start playing it, and certainly now with a lot of countries being in lockdown, well, if you are a sailor and you want to go out and you can't, it's really frustrating. So you need to have those alternatives, and e-sailing is one of them, and it's a great one. And it's still fun to play with your friends or just to have fun on the water, even against strangers. So you learn a lot of new people, and that's always fun to do.
Yeah. We're waiting for the final to come up, and top 6 of each group is going into the final, and they will get in their score, their position they got in their race, and that's why we're seeing this here. So if they won it, they get 1 point into the final, second place 2 points, third place 3 points, and so on. So interesting to see who's coming in the other places. There's no doubt that Johan Cardona is winning and Core Team is in second in the other group. But who will be the last players? We will see that after this small break.
Good, running, action, hi. You want me to do it to the camera? Action, take 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that's it.
Okay, we come to 6.
That's as far as the song goes. And I'm actually here today with Florian, our wing trimmer.
Diego, ¿qué pasa?
Come on, Spanish time, man, Spanish time. To learn a bit of Spanish because no hablo español.
Un poquito, yes.
Un poquito?
Yes, getting him a small first insight on the Spanish language could help us in the future, especially with the onboard comms.
How do I say stand by?
Preparados? Preparados.
Preparados. It's important that I understand a bit of the language.
3, 2, 1, vamos.
Ah, okay, good. No, also the culture, you know, I think understanding a language, you get to understand the culture a lot more, and it's important I understand it as much as I can, and hopefully that would turn into a successful campaign.
We have to start getting into learning some Spanish.
Yeah. Vamos.
All right. My name is Phil in Spanish.
Me llamo Felipe.
Perfect.
I am a sailor.
Soy marinero.
Soy marinero.
Like soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
Soy marinero, sauce.
Soy sauce sailor. Okay. Ah, me gustan.
Los vegetales.
Me gusta los vegetales.
Vegetales. Which way to the harbor? That's
that way.
Yeah.
There it is, right there.
¿Cómo se va?
¿Cómo se va?
A la marina.
A la marina. ¿Cómo se va? A la marina. A la marina.
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 That's good.
Marina. Marina? Marina.
Yeah. We tried to learn a whole Spanish sentence.
Oh, jeez.
Por la mañana, what do you reckon does that mean?
Classic Spanish. Ah, hasta mañana.
It's the time of the day where the sun comes out.
Ah, yeah. Good morning. The sun's just come up.
Me gusta.
Me gusta. I like.
Yeah. Desayunar.
The what?
It's what you do when you go down after you wake up.
Breakfast time.
Desayunar.
Okay. Holy hecker.
Y. Andar.
Andar.
When you sit on a horse, you're
a good teacher. What does it mean? We ride.
We ride. En monociclo.
En monociclo. Man, what level of Spanish are we learning here?
That's level 1, mate.
This is not A1. Por la mañana. Por la mañana. Me gusta desayunar.
Y
en monociclo.
Y andar en monociclo.
Oh, yeah, y andar.
Andar. I think we're fine with this one, no? Mucho ruido y pocas nueces. Skip that one, eh? Yeah. Okay, now we have a few tongue twisters. I think this is the best one.
Okay. Pica, pica, pica. Perico, pica, 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 la araña.
Cuando yo digo Diego, digo Diego. Y cuando digo Diego, digo Diego.
Can you translate that? Pablito clavo un covla. Name. So what I was thinking for Spanish lessons.
And Felipe, I have to give you a grade. What do you think you deserve?
F.
Okay.
Definitely an F.
Maybe the onboard comms, I could give you an A for that. And for the rest, I'd say it's a B because it was a not level 1 lesson, it was a level 2 lesson actually.
C's get degrees. I'm pretty happy with a B. Nice, I'll take it.
Fine.
And Cube, people are laughing a little bit about me because my Spanish is not always the best, and the same thing with you. But what a great video here we had with the Spanish SailGP team learning how to speak Spanish. And as I remember, that was Diego on the picture we had there, and he's winning things at the moment.
Yeah, he and I think Juan Cardona as well. So two members of the Spanish SailGP team are winning it at the moment. But the interesting thing will be that we'll see a fight between the two finalists for the grand final, for the grand SailGP final between Juan Cardona and Cruiselator. So that will be very interesting to see.
Yeah, and when we see here two SailGP sailors winning their groups, Juan Cardona, who has qualified to the grand finals already in the real SailGP 2020 campaign championship, and Diego Bolting in second, also with a victory in his group. Then Cruiselator, Bandito, two top sailors in the other positions. That's quite interesting. And I have some information on the different sailors. Luckily, if we know Cruiselator quite well, but let's take Bandito. He's also just an sailor. But then in fifth we have core team and 6 F19, and this core team guy, he's a coach. He's the coach of the SailGP. So. So amazing to see that the coach is also in the top. But is there any surprises in this list? Except that we have two SailGP sailors in the top cube.
Well, what I would say, what's a bit of a surprise is Timo's performances. Well, he was doing really well in the first race, but then with a 6th and 8th position in second and third race, he fell back a bit. So he still did a good job of qualifying into that in top 6, but I would expect him much higher than he is right now. Yeah. So I hope for him that we'll show some nice things in the finals.
Yeah. And try to see position 8, Jody Sammer. He's also a SailGP sailor and as a 47 sailor, second at the Worlds, and that's 3 SailGP sailors qualifying into this final against 4 of the top sailors: Bandito, Timo, Jose, and Cruz. And rest of the others are they are sailors, but Yasim, Antonio, and core team, they are coaches in sailing. So 3 coaches, 4 sailors, and 3 SailGP sailors. What an amazing thing happening here. And rest of them are, of course, sailors. Cube, enough about that. Let's see a little bit about if we are winning. If you are participating in the SailGP pop-up that's coming here in April, we're waiting for it. Then, if you qualify into the final top 8, then you qualify for the World Championship, and this is the format they're going to play. And it's almost the same format we're going to play here. and welcome in to race number 1 out of 2 races back to back. We can call it race number 2 because race number 1 was the group races, Cube, where they got their point score up into it. So let's just make it a little easier, call this race number 2. But what a team, as we just spoke about in the break. SailGP against e-sailors and youth sailors. Who will win this? What do you think? No, we don't do a commentator's curse. Start coming up, 10 seconds. Where to be, Cube?
Right now, so we're looking at Timo, which he's not in a very good position at the start right now, but it looks like Juan Cardona with a perfect start. What a start from him. On top of F19, on top of Jordi Samar, and perfect in the lead.
Yeah, but Samar getting a penalty there, dropping down. The same thing with Jose. So a SailGP leader in there. Juan Cardona is going to win this one. Oh, there's a long term, but he's at a good start. Yasim the coach, F19 the coach, Bandito also, but Timo sneaks in. Top E-Sailor rounding that mark, but big rounding, slow rounding. Penalty to Yasim, penalty to core team, penalty to Jose and Hopkins. The E-Sailors are getting beaten up here by the SailGP sailors. Interesting, and good penalty to Timo there.
Yeah, and I'm looking for Cruiselator. Where is Cruiselator? I couldn't see him at the start, and I'm not seeing him either right now.
He's there behind everything in 8, 7, 6, caught in wind shadow, and having a hard time coming up. But what a performance by this guy here, Juan Cardona, winning the grand final. Will he win the SailGP competition and the tickets to Copenhagen? He will be there anyhow. Oh, yeah. There we go. F19. Also a bit of surprise for me. That's the first time I see him for real commentating him. He's in second now.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job there. And he's playing very safe. So we don't see him in a lot of battles. So that's good. It's a good thing to do, because if you're if you don't have that much expertise, the controls can be difficult sometimes, so you just want to stay out of trouble and just do your own race.
But watch what's happening here. 2 SailGP sailors in top 2. Juan Cardona, Jacob Bolton. They're beating them. And Crusader coming now up to third together with Bandito. But again, for me, that's a huge surprise, seeing top sailors in SailGP winning over top E-sailors as they're doing right now. Amazing job.
Yeah, and they are all giving penalties to them while Juan Cardona is still in first position and just extending his lead by over 350 meters right now.
And rounding that bottom mark, yeah, that's amazing. And Cube, what can the others do to get closer to him? Or is
just not fight each other. I think fighting each other, giving each other penalties, staying close to each other, it's always bad, and you always lose meters because of that. So you have to sail as one group, but of course that's very difficult. But because you still want to get the best result as possible. But of course, for Juan Cardona, this is the best thing that could have happened. They are fighting each other, so he's just getting a free win. So that's a very good thing for him.
Jaco, we are watching him here. Bolton, he's in second. F19 in third, and F19 very, very good race by him. According to my intel, he's a sailor, registered sailor, also a laser sailor. So good call by him of doing this good in e-sailing. But 2 SailGPs in the top. Yeah, not more to say, Cube. Can you guide us through what the wind is doing and how people can get up to them? Because it's pretty hard to capture them.
Well, Thomas, I just lost connection for a second, so I'm trying to gain it back.
It's okay. Then I will take it. in the lead and will win. Jon Cardona, second. Jacob Bolton. F19 losing in the upwind at this mark, dropping to 6. Hopkins taking third. Cruiselator in a battle against Yasim, the coach against the E-Sailor. And it looks like Yasim is going to win over Cruiselator. But Hopkins sneak up and take third. And F19 drops all the way to 6. Jordi Sama, the last SailGP sailor, in 7 at the moment. But what a win for the Spanish SailGP team. Jon Cardona with a victory. Jacob Bolton in second. Hopkins in third. Yasim is going in fourth. And then we have Jordi Sama. He's taking 6 at the moment. Winning over F19. It's going to be a close. Will he get 6? It's side by side. They're coming to the finish line. There he takes 6. Bandito 8. And then last we have Jose. Normally we don't see him there. And Timo in 11. What happened here? Oh, great race here. 2 SailGP sailors winning this first race in the final. Jon Cardona with a victory. Jacob Bolting in second. Hopkins in third. Yasim fourth. Cruiselator in fifth. That's a costly 5th place. Jordi Sama 6. F19 7. Bandito 8. Antonio 9, core team 10, Timo and Jose. And Cube, are you back with us?
Yeah. I just saw the last leg, and I thought, well, I'm missing something here, Thomas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot happened there.
Yeah, but see here, can you guide us a little bit to the stats?
Yeah. So I think we all saw it. Jon Cardona with a very, very good speed, and he even extended his lead during the whole race. So he also sailed the shortest distance, which is a very good performance from him. But then we see Diego Botin. I think he finished second. Am I right?
Yeah.
With a very, very good average speed. So well, he also did a very good performance of keeping that momentum, like I told you in the previous part of the video.
Yeah, super. It looks like next race will start in 2 minutes. So let's do this fast, because we also need to go into the scoreboard, and let's see the results here. And it couldn't be better for the SailGP boys there. See, Jon Cardona 2 points, Jaco 3 points, Cruiselator 7 points, Hopkins 9, Bandito 10, F19 10, Yasim 10, Jordi Sama 10, core team 13, 14 position to Antonio, Timo with 15, and Jose 17 points. Jon and Jaco, if they're not screwing this next race up, it's the last race, and they are not ending 5 points, 5 positions behind Cruiselator, they will be in the match race.
Yeah, but we have 12 boats in one race, so still 1 penalty at the start can mean everything. And Cruiselator is certainly not the worst player in the game. So if Cruiselator manages to get a good start and be in first position, then it can be very difficult if Juan or Diego get a penalty at the start.
Yeah, super. Great race. We are getting ready for the next race, but before going in there, we want to see a little bit about how it's to racing a SailGP but an F50, and this is how they feel when they're racing this race.
That was tough. Yeah. Aiden, that was awesome, mate. You're all good? You're a bit quiet, Aiden. That was sick. Yeah, I saw me.
Regardless.
H1.
Nice to work, boys. Very good. Okay, second here.
Oh, that was a bummer.
Yeah.
It was good fun, but just...
Nice work though, boys. That's all right.
Not a bad first day racing.
Yeah. She wasn't pretty, but we got there.
That last one.
we'll come back in studio. We're getting ready to find the last race in this final series. When we find it, we will ask them to start, but we're just finding it because there are so much activity in there. So then we're getting ready to find the last race and who will go into the match race. Do you think Crusader have a chance to take it, Cube?
It's very difficult to predict, but I think he obviously he has a chance, as he's not a bad player. He's a very good experienced player with the years of experience. Of course, the F50 is a new boat. It doesn't exist that long, so they all got a chance to learn it very quickly. But yeah, he's still very experienced in the game, and a guy like Diego doesn't have that advantage over him. So well, we can still see some interesting things in this last race.
No, they have made a huge mistake in the group. They started the second race without getting us to start it. So we're jumping straight into it. No. So there we go. In the lead, Yasimp is, and they are at the first top mark. So everything changed. Jon Cardona in fourth. So there
and something very interesting there. Cruiser in third position with Diego Botin in 10th. So that means we will have a final between Cruiser and Juan Cardona, the two finalists of the real SailGP campaign. That might be very interesting there.
Because see who's got another penalty. Diego Bolton, he's 11. He couldn't stand the pressure. So right now it's there we have Yasimp in the lead, Jon Cardona in second, Crusader third, Hopkins in fourth. But everything can still change if Crusader, in this case, where's Bandito? He was in the he's in 8. So right now if Crusader sticks there, then we will have a match race in between Crusader and Jon Cardona. That's the real SailGP Grand Final coming up. What a race! Pre-race in the Grand Final. That's going to be cool.
Yeah, indeed, that will be something very interesting and a good preview on what we'll see in August for the real Grand Final. But of course, we'll have 6 more boats, and if they're all on this level, then I can tell you already we'll have a lot of nice things to see there.
But Yasimp in the lead, that's a victory he's glad of, just to show out his strange. But in second, what a performance today. I'm actually afraid of this lad, Jon Cardona. If he keeps doing that, wow, then it's game over to the World Championship for players like you, Cube. He's good. He's doing a great job. Timo here in 5th. Antonio coming in. Coming up to the gate mark, and what to do here to make the best rounding here, Cube. How can I say which side is the best?
Well, you have to make sure that your view is on, that you see it in 2D, so you can see on top of it. Yeah, and there you see that the left gate is actually a bit better. This is also what Juan is doing, but with a penalty.
But why is better?
Well, because it's shorter. You want to sail the shortest distance possible, and right now this is the way to do it. So you have to make sure that you pick the right gates. But of course, if you're on one leg and you're going really quickly, making a tack just to get to that right gate is not the best decision to make. Certainly not on the upwind.
And there we go. Hopkins coming. He's taking over the lead. Crusader at second. Jon Cardona third. Antonio fourth. That is incredible. Yasimp dropped to 10th after getting penalties. So that's how it's going to be. So we're going to see a match race in between Crusader and Jon Cardona. And let's see there, Jacob Bolton. So Hopkins with a victory. Crusader second. Jon Cardona third. Antonio fourth. Jose fifth. Bandito 6. Jordi 7. F19 8, Yasimp 9, Core Team 10, Timo 11, and what a shame, Diego Bolton in 12th. It looks so great all day, and then he loses the last race. And there we have the stats. I think we lost Cube a little bit. So, Cube, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
And I can see the stats as well. And indeed, Joan Cardona again with such a nice performance, best start and shortest distance. So he showed again that he does a really good job of hitting that starting line at a good time, and then sailing a clear race. Because if you want to sail the shortest distance, then you can't look at other boats that much. You have to sail your own race and look at the wind shifts, look at the gusts, but not look at all the other boats, because then you get messed up and you start worrying about penalties and stuff like that. So that's very dangerous to do.
Yeah. But what a race! What a race! We'll just go in and see the stats here, and we will only have a small view on it because we can't communicate direct with the players at the moment, so they might just start the final without us. Johan Cardona in the lead, Crusader in second. Those two are going to a match race. Hopkins so damn close. If Crusader got third, then Hopkins went into the match race final. Diego losing because of that 12th position. Bandido 16th. Sammer in 6th. So 3 SailGP sailors in the lead, in top 6. That's amazing. Great job by the lads. And let's go in and find this match race here that's coming up. It should be easy to find. There should only be 2 sailors, but we need to find them. That's the British. That's not them. Oh, I hope they wait for us. So, but what are we going to experience, Cube, in this race? It's quite a final we came to here.
Yeah, it's interesting to see, and also we can think of a lot of possibilities. I mean, those sailors now, they can really test each other out, see what they're made of. But on the other hand, you don't want to show too much because, well, for the grand final, you still have to show that you're the best then and not now. Now it's still important, but maybe those players want to keep some tactics and some tricks to themselves and spare them for that grand final.
Yeah, but that's I'm not sure. We are just waiting for the server to be created, and while we're waiting for that, there's no reason that you hear Q and I speak a little bit. If you want to see more about SailGP, then download this app. And Cube, welcome in studio. We're getting ready for the grand final, the match race in between these 2 fantastic skippers, Johan Cardona and Crusader. And Crusader's ready in it. We just need Johan to join in. And both of them qualified for the grand final in Real SailGP Championship 2020. So this is a mini final we're going to see.
Yeah, it will really be a kickoff between those 2 guys, and just to get an expectation of what we'll see, a preview of what we can expect in the grand final, because those 2 guys really take up the level a lot, and they show that they are really experienced and good e-sailors. So it will be very nice to see them racing each other in a match.
And there is Johan Cardona coming in the next race. It's SailGP, Spanish SailGP against Crusader. So one of the top sailors in the Spanish community in e-sailing, been at the World Championship 2018 in Sarasota, Florida, and also qualified 2019, but need to quit the qualification because he was getting married the same day as the championship, battling against Jon Cardona. There's coming in here and winning this SailGP qualifier and also a SailGP sailor. A grinder. Amazing. 20 seconds. What to do, Cube? Help us. You are the expert.
They are both staying behind, trying to hit that start line with perfect speed, perfect timing, and it looks like they are closing the gap between both of them.
Oh, it looks like a false start to Jon. No, don't do it. No, and there he comes in. Slow start to Jon. Oof. He almost made a Roxy Joni from Germany. He was in the same side and almost getting a penalty side by side. This is a match race of giants we're going to see, huh?
Yeah, very, very interesting tactic from Cruiselator of jibing immediately after the gate. A bit too early to round the mark in one tack, but now he managed to get a bit of extra speed and extending his lead on Jon Cardona.
And there we see Crusader in the lead, Jon Cardona trying to catch up with. They're splitting up a little bit. So let's see if he can come in. It's all about focus, and one guy we know there is in focus, that's Crusader. And he knows how to do.
Yeah, I think he saw the wind shifts, and you can see them as well in the top left on the radar. You see the wind sucks pointing a bit towards the left, so that means you have to be on that right side to get that wind shift. And that's exactly what Crusader is doing. So he managed to just sneak behind that boundary corner there. So that's very good of him. And now he's in a clear position to just stack and go towards that upwind gate.
And there we see Crusader in the lead. Jon Cardona is captured behind. There's a gap in between them. 76 meters is like Jon can't capture into him. Crusader doing a great job here. And
yeah, Crusader is really playing with those borders. So you see those corners all the time. He's nailing them just to make sure that Jon Cardona can't sail on top of him. So he has to be in his dirty wind. So that's how he can extend his lead. And now he's doing a great job at doing so with 94 meters in front of Jon Cardona.
Yeah. Crusader first, Jon Cardona second, and he's losing momentum from 76 meters to 200 meters, and Crusader still speeding up. Oh, it looks like Crusader is going to take this match race. Is it game over, Jon Cardona? And they're pushing it to the boundaries. See that also, Jon going all the way up, 50% of the boat out, taking an extra jibe there. And was that the possibility to go back?
Yeah, those extra jibes are costly, and if you do them, you really have to make sure that you gain a lot of speed from them, which wasn't the case in my opinion. So I think it's even a bigger chance for Crusader to extend his lead.
Yeah. But they're splitting up again. Jon Cardona coming in 40 meters only. He's getting closer and closer, but he's going to speed up. No, he's losing momentum now, and he needs to follow Crusader doing attack upwind. Oosh, see Crusader needs to do an extra attack. Didn't time it that well with that boundary. See, now he's tacking an extra time. 50 meters in between them. Is this the chance for Jon to come back?
Yeah, the gap is closing again completely, and if Crusader makes one bad tack or doesn't calculate that boundary very well, then Jon can stay on top of it.
And side by side now, 30 meters. Did Crusader just lose the race there? Wow, that's interesting. We will try to go in a 2D mode in a few sec. So let's see. Let's see how that's going here. Let's get ready. They are getting ready to join in here. Gate
yeah, it looks like Crusader waited a bit too long to make that tack, so Jon was already on the ley line, and now it's very close at that top mark rounding.
Which mark rounding is the best, Cube? That to the left is the best. So they're battling for it side by side. Jon on the inside. Crusader penalty. No. Jon is taking it. What happened there?
a very, very nice performance of Joan Cardona with that tag perfectly on the ley line and then giving that penalty to Cruiselator. He did a really good job of coming back, and we saw a lead. We saw a lead of 200 meters in the first downwind, and now we see Joan Cardona just in front, taking that win with a perfect performance in the second upwind.
SailGP winning over the E-Sailors. The Spanish SailGP team is killing this game. Cruiselator so close of saying, hey, I am the champ of Spain. And then he lost it on the finish line in the last rounding. Wow, what a race here. That's I just have to say, what a race, what a race. And when we see these stats here, amazing, Cube.
Yeah, a really nice performance from him. What a comeback. I mean, it really shows that everything is open, and even between those two like top level sailors, I thought the race was over when I saw Cruiselator in that lead, but still Joan Cardona proved the opposite, and he managed to do a really nice comeback there.
Yeah, but see the stats. Cruiselator with the best start. We saw Jan, he was almost doing a false start like Roche Joni did in the final against him. So he slowed down his boat in purpose not to get that false start. But he sailed the shortest distance, and that was why he was winning over Cruiselator, coming first around that top mark there. Wow. And one penalty given in the last second for Cruiselator. What a finish. And we can see it here. Both of them are wide, but losing it at the top mark, that's how it is. Great race, great race. Cube, what a race. And thank you for joining in and co-commentating this. We are the commentators of the SailGP, the real eSailGP Qualifiers Championship 2020 coming up. The next one is here in April. And Cube, if this is the level we are going to see the rest of the season, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, exactly, Thomas. I can't wait to see 8 players of this level fighting in one race, and it's with no mercy. We saw it. One mistake during a race, if it's a penalty or a wrong gate or a wrong start, it's so costly, and it can cost you the whole, not only one race, but the whole regatta as well.
Yeah, the whole regatta as well. All of you out there, all e-sailing fans around the world, thank you for watching Esailing TV today. And this special edition with the Spanish SailGP team against the e-sailors of Spain. Fantastic format. Congratulations to the organizers. Congratulations to Joan Cardona for beating the e-sailors, showing that real sailors actually can win this game. Cube, anything to say to the rest of them?
Well, I think just try harder, guys. Everything is still possible, and well, it's not over yet. Okay, we saw that they are on a very high level, but you can just try sail, and there are a lot of people online, so I'm sure you will find a lot of opportunities to train.
Yeah, thank you for watching. Please share and do and like what we're doing. Stay tuned. We'll be back tonight with the Portuguese J-Boats final, 2100 hours UTC. That's 10 in the evening here in Central Europe. Cube, thank you for joining in. See you another time. Hello, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all of you e-sailing fans around the world. Welcome to Esailing TV. We are in Marseille. We are at the SailGP Grand Finals. Behind me is the stage where the winner of SailGP will receive their trophy. So that's a hot one. Penalty to Lilo, 14. Most of the boats are in the committee boat, sailing into each other. Massive penalties in this start.
Good start. This is superb. And look at the speed of the Spanish.
From the start, and remember they're trying to hit that zero.